What's up? My name is Kevin King, and today I'm going to be talking about the key of a song and what that means in music. So as a musician, anytime I'm going into a musical situation, the first question I have on my mind is, what key is this song in? If I don't have that piece of information, that's the first thing that I'm trying to figure out. Once I have the key of a song, then I'm able to get a bunch of other information about that song. So you always want to start with, what key is this song in? Anytime in music there is only one key happening at the same time, you will never see, one instrument playing in G major and the other one playing in B major. It just doesn't really work like that in order for the notes to sound good together. So the key is basically the note a song is centered around. So here's how I like to think of it. If I am going to be playing in the key of C major, I play all of the C's on a piano. And I kind of visualize where those C's are. And that C is the note that the song is centered around. I'm going to be playing in the key of D. I play all the D's like this. Okay, so there are 12 notes on the piano, right? We have C, D, E, F, G, A, and B, which is 7, and then we have 5 black keys. So if we have 12 notes in music, that means that we will have 12 total keys that could be possible for a song to be in. And how I like to visualize this is almost like each octave is its own swimming pool, if you can think of this. So if I'm playing in the key of C major, I visualize all the C's. Well, from here to here, I visualize this swimming pool. And the melody and the notes that I'm playing are either in one pool at the starting point of the key. So I'm coming in at C, and then I come out at B, and then I re-enter a new pool at C. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swimming pools on this piano. So the key will also basically give me the starting point for the pool and the ending point for the pool. You're entering in one note and then you're exiting another. Now the reason that the key and that piece of information is so important is that it unlocks other types of information. So once I know the key, I now have access to the scale, and then I also have access to the chords that are going to sound good together in that key. Those chords are called diatonic chords. So the scale is basically 7 notes that we're going to play within each terrain, within each swimming pool. There's certain notes that we can hit, and there's certain notes that we can't hit if we're going to stay in that key. It's knowing the pattern, knowing which 7 notes to play, and knowing which 5 notes to stay away from. Once we know the key, we then know the scale, and then also the diatonic chords. A chord specifically is when you play 3 or more notes simultaneously. It's really all a chord is. Diatonic chords is a group of 7 chords, and they are made up out of notes that are in the scale. And then there's 7 combinations of 3 notes. Those would be your diatonic chords. So once you know the key, you unlock the scale, you unlock the diatonic chords. If I'm a musician, I'm going to play a song with a group of other musicians. They say, hey, the song is in the key of G major. I then visualize, okay, here's my starting point. These are the starting and exiting points of the different swimming pools. I know the terrain. And that would be the scale. That's why musicians practice scales, so you get to know the terrain of the instrument within each octave. What's also useful is once I know a specific key, I know which different dance moves or different types of little tricks I know in different keys. Some are easier to do in some keys than others, just based on the placement of my hands. If I'm playing on a key that starts on a black key, I know that my thumbs are typically up here, and it's a little bit more challenging to do some tricks or some different moves than it is if my hands are over here on the white keys and I'm only playing a couple of black keys. So it really varies from key to key. Now this is one of the things that makes the piano a little bit different than the guitar. When you're playing the guitar, you have finger patterns and shapes that you create. Whether you're moving from string to string, you have a basic pattern for the scale. Now all you have to do to transpose, which is basically moving from one key to another key, all you have to do on the guitar is move up a fret or two, or down a fret or two, and then you keep that same pattern. That's what makes the guitar an easier instrument to learn, in my opinion, is that you learn the pattern once and you can transpose to any key, whereas on the piano, you have to know the terrain of each key. So in that way, a piano, it's a little more challenging to transpose on a piano than it is on a guitar. On the guitar, you kind of have to just know what the pattern is between the intervals of the notes, the intervals between each string, whereas on the piano, the pattern is the same across each octave, and it's laid out in front of you. There's no kind of background knowledge you have to know about it. You can visually see the pattern. Guitar, it's not so intuitive. You can't see the pattern. You have to learn it. If you'd like to take a deep dive on these topics, including piano technique and music theory, check out the King's Piano course. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks for watching. My name is Kevin King. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. If you'd like to receive more videos like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Till next time, take care.